Listen. Yeah. Yes, God. Oh. Get that out of there.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Matty-Rants. How you doing? Good Friday early afternoon to you here in the States. Maybe a little bit the morning time, close to the afternoon if you're on the West Coast. If you're across the pond, possibly late afternoon or evening. Either way, how you doing today? This is a Hot Topics episode. We're going to get into 3 specific topics and of course dive into a couple other things, sort of like a pre-party before the UK versus the world episode that premieres in a few hours. As you know, I do my reactions for that specific show plus season 16, which unfortunately Friday has been the double dose of Drag Race, which I'm like, Lord have mercy. Like, why? Give them separate days so everyone can enjoy them on the day. Either way, this is just a little light to talk about what's been going on this week. We're going to get into Ariana Grande's new album, Eternal Sunshine. I actually was surprised by this one today. I'll go over some of my favorite tracks and just my first impressions from the 2 playthroughs I did. Also, RuPaul's book, The House of Hidden Meanings. I recently just got this in the mail. Shout out to my friend David for gifting me this book, I should say. And I have not cracked it yet. I actually got a little bit of the first chapter, but I wanted to wait because y'all know I'm gonna have a trip coming up in like almost 3 weeks now, 3.5 weeks currently. Yes. So I wanted to read this on the plane, but I'm also kind of like ready to dive on in it. So I'm going to give you just an idea of what this book is giving in terms of course, all of these notes here. But RuPaul's got a book, and of course, there have been a couple of people who have talked about it and had some feelings about it who are not really here for girls. Once upon a time, not long ago, it's interesting. Lady Bunny had a few choice words, and then there is also an interview that happened with RuPaul where he had a couple of choice words about Madonna. A lot of people were shocked about that. I even was attacked just for going, wait, is RuPaul mad about da-da-da-da-da? And I couldn't even speak on it. But yes, we will get into that today. Also, the Traitors season 2 just ended. I have thoughts. I'm going to go over the season for me as a whole and how I approached it, enjoyed it, watched it, who I was rooting for. Of course, talk about the last episode and then get into the reunion with you today. So that will be the topic of discussion. I look rough. So I'll be cutting my hair. I was sanitizing my clippers right before this because I was trying to cut my hair before this video, but I said, no, I got to do it early because I have to do my reaction on Patreon. So it's like, so forgive this because once we hit the next episode, season 16 review tomorrow, you'll notice I have a haircut because but I'm sanitizing my clippers right now. I will be cutting my hair right after this. Either way, happy to be here today with y'all and happy Friday to you because normally I do not do these videos on Friday, but we're gonna bring just Maddie Friday afternoons, precursor to the Drag Race. Anywho, at MattyRants everywhere except for Twitter, which is now X. That's the MattyRants. I'm also on Patreon for as low as $1 a month. There's over 400 plus videos that you can consume. Also bookable on Cameo, and I have merch available at dragqueenmerch.com. All of those links are available in the About section of my YouTube channel. If sometimes you miss a video and you're like, darn, I want to be a part of these lives, you can set this main channel page, the youtube.com/MattyRants, for a bookmark on your Safari, your Mozilla Firefox, for those who still use it, and Chrome, and that way you'll never miss a beat with me. You can get those notifications set up through Chrome, etc., Safari. Also, there is edited footage content videos coming out very soon. I asked for a week and I'm getting it. So starting next week, a lot of stuff that I talked about with the brunch videos, the cat videos are going to start to be uploaded. And then I'm going to put together I love how I'm doing this. I'm going to put together my season 16 thoughts and UK versus the world together. And I'm going to try to post it on Wednesdays, if not Thursdays. I think Thursdays is when I'm going to do it, just because Wednesday we're still finishing up Espana All Stars. I didn't realize there was going to be a reunion, but there is. And I do plan on doing that video this upcoming Wednesday, just like I've been doing Espana All Stars all this time. So prepare. Yay. You finally get the Mina video, which is a lot of footage I've been putting together since I adopted her, plus the brunch video, which is going to be really fun. I'm just trying to do a stupid little random background music that I can't get in trouble for because I got it off YouTube non-copyright. That's happening. So cornball edit, but a fun edit, and give me some space. I'm getting there. I'm just working through my mental healing of being like, okay, I'm going back to some edited views. It's hard sometimes with the edited stuff. It can get really annoying, especially when it comes to like fucking up a beat and someone's like, hey, by the way, you messed it. It's like, okay, girl. But yes, that's all getting posted this upcoming week, and I am excited. Thanks for tuning in. As a reminder, because I will have opinions today, and I know some people do not really care for them and blah, 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 whatever. This program is for entertainment purposes only, and contents not intended to blind any religion, race, gender, company, individual, or wigs, and all opinions expressed by MattyRants and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the opinions of every human being on the planet. No hate should be sent to any of the shows or individuals mentioned on this program, so please don't be rude about it. And grab your libations and strap in, because Maddie is a talker and you may be here for a while. Please do not post any spoilers in the chat. I'll do it for you. If you feel uncomfortable after viewing this program, please consume some Activia and have yourself a good poot. And if you want to drop a little tippy poo in my jar, y'all already know. Holy shoes. Okay, what day is it? How long until my vacation? I need to get on I've been working out, but now I feel like I need to work out. Like, I want my body ready for the beach. Y'all know I'm going to be on my vacation very soon. Okay, this is Friday, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3.5 weeks out from the vacay. If you want to send me some extra love, it goes a long, long way, especially with what's going on right now with the algorithm and stuff. I really appreciate it. With any tippy poos, not necessary for participation, but certainly appreciate it with paypal.me/MattyRants, Cash App /MattyRants, and Venmo MattyRants. That thumbs up button is for free. The comment section also is super important. Thank y'all for tuning in, even for the videos that are not about Drag Race, that are also about other hot topics that we talk about. Love y'all now. All right. Let's get into the show. So we're going to get into Ariana first. Personally, let me make sure I pull up my list real quick here, because that was a surprise this morning with Eternal Sunshine. And then I also saw the video for We Can't Be Friends, which I love that Robin was sampled on that track. But I also have feelings about the Traitors season 2 that I need to get off my chest, because I've already had to block somebody this morning. It's been very annoying dealing with the internet, and folks, I get that are also saying some really weird stuff, but a few of us who are disappointed by the results that happened and how it went down have every right to feel some kind of way, especially with trajectory and track record from an individual's time on other reality series to this reality series. Like, for real, like, a lot of folks are like just now knowing who that is, and a lot of us have been known who that was, including myself. So for me, certain actions took place that I just was like, yo, I know you all get mad when I bring it up, but baby, she has a history of doing that kind of stuff. Don't tell me I didn't bring screenshots, because I did. But like, I just found it very odd. And I can't deal with that. But I also am going to give credit where it's due, where if you play the game correctly, you get where you need to go. So like, congrats to them. I don't care. But I'm like, it should have been, in my opinion, another person to win. And I'm going to tell you how and why and do all that kind of stuff. But it was very weird how every time they were focused on somebody, it was directly color. So anywho, we're not going to do that today. But at the same time, like, her history, especially with one episode of the challenge of real world versus road rules, Steve, I'll never forget that day. The way she was stiff-armed, okay? Like they were playing football. I will never forget that day. So I have to bring that into the equation why my emotions were mixed this past week because I said, bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no way. We're going to talk about it. But first, I want to get into The House of Hidden Meanings by RuPaul. Baby. Okay, Ru. I'm actually very excited to get into the book. And of course, a lot of y'all know my history. I'm going to make sure everyone knows I have this copy. Get into my history of why I wanted this book. I saw a comment from somebody who negatively always leaves something here. I don't know what's going on with them. None of my concern. But they were like, well, who's interested in learning about RuPaul? And it's like, well, babe, you may not, but there is somebody who is interested. Like there are people who are going to be interested in somebody's life, maybe even yours, who wants to read about it. And so that didn't make any sense. And this is also somebody who has made history in terms of primetime television with the Emmy wins, who also has gone from no shade, failed television show, failed talk show, but as far as the reality world is concerned, is considered almost a god if you really want to go there. It's a great photo. There have been some critiques and criticism. There have been some questionable moments that have happened in RuPaul's career over certain things that have been said and how RuPaul has been open and honest with how they feel about certain topics. I don't want to pull too much up in here, even though I am going to show a screenshot of somebody's words. Because you know me. But I want to read this insert from the opening, the beginning of the book here with the boy with the unusual name. And then also on the back of the book, which, this is the wee poll days is what that's giving here. But, it says the boy with the unusual name. To some, popular culture can be divided in two halves. The time before RuPaul and the time after. Before RuPaul, drag was an underground art form relegated to subversive entertainment, alternative venues, and anything but prime time. After RuPaul, drag found its way into the cultural limelight, becoming part of everyday conversation and the subject of Hollywood films and Emmy-winning television programs. RuPaul Charles changed the art form of drag. More important, RuPaul Charles changed the way that culture interacts with drag. He brought it out of the shadows and he made it celebrated, purely of the strength of his talent, his spirit, and his undeniable star power. Baby. In The House of Hidden Meanings, RuPaul recounts a trip toward self-actualization that blossomed alongside the punk and art scenes, first in Atlanta, Georgia, and then in New York City. But before he located his found family of like-minded art-loving weirdos, RuPaul was a queer Black boy in San Diego, California, growing up in a squat ranch house, watching his parents tear each other apart. His greatest thrill came when his fanciful interpretations of television ads and comedy routines elicited a smile from his tough-as-nails mother. With little more than the firm belief that fame was his destiny, RuPaul did the only thing he could, embraced what made him unique. He was tall, he had a flair for fashion, he loved to perform, he was a tireless self-promoter, but it wasn't until he realized the power he exuded when he embraced his inner feminine, how differently the audience and his peers reacted when he looked full glam, that he became the RuPaul we know today, taking us from the clubs where he performed with his band Wee Pole C to New York's Danceteria, where he brought his unique cabaret to the big city, to the streets of the Lower East Side, where he slept when he had nowhere else to go, and through the nights of lonely glamour he endured until he found peace with himself. The House of Hidden Meanings is RuPaul Charles, if you've never heard him before, stripping away all artifice, infusing every line with every line with hard-earned wisdom. RuPaul offers the man for becoming whoever you are meant to be. I hate when we utilize words. That's a good word, but I'm also like, why would we could have just said something else, but that's fine. Anywho, that's actually a great opener for Ru. All two. Who wrote that? Does it say who wrote that part? I want to know who wrote that part. I need to know. Was that Ru that put that in there? I need to know. Interesting. Anywho, I think the cover is amazing. I am very actually excited to read this book. I've been following RuPaul since Crooklyn when she was dancing in that bodega. And Mama was just doing that, and that man was trying to get on her, and she's like, like it was love at first sight. And then, of course, the very Brady Bunch movie, the Brady Bunch movies, when she was, I think, either the guidance counselor, right? Either the principal, the guidance counselor, and then Hawaii, she was just randomly there. It was like, what? Like, why would she be here? But okay, perfect. I've been following her for her film career. I used to watch the show a little bit as a kid. I had to sneak watching it because it was on VH1, and that channel was normally blocked from my parents. Unfortunately, they didn't do the other cable channels, but VH1 was blocked. And honestly, RuPaul's Drag Race has changed my life in general. Like, I've literally built a career off of here. Some people may say I'm bombing right now, but I've literally built a career off of here, and definitely have a love for all the people on the show, with the people who also work for the show, the creators behind it, whether I agree with certain things or not. I live, and so I'm very interested to get into this book. It's going to be interesting. Thank you, Drewski, for the super chat. Ariana's newest is her as Mary Fisher, She Devil. So I got to talk about her music video too, but to get to the back of the book here, life comes in seasons. There are seasons where you are driving through a snowstorm, just trying to keep your eye on the road ahead to stay alive. Your ego stands in the doorway of every good idea. We avoid the pain. We put our blinders on, turning away from the thing we need to see, our periphery, because we know accepting it will force us to question everything we hold so tightly. But then there are those seasons where the snow globe is being shaken all around you, and you're standing in place, looking up to try to see where the scattered world is going to fall. When it finally settles, that's when you find yourself in the house of hidden meanings. You study the patterns to keep coming up. You allow them to show you something different. You run into the fire, run through the pain, trusting that the only way out is through. Okay. I like that little. I like this. Okay. Listen, it is, let's see, a total of how many pages we got going on here. Ooh, with an epilogue, sweetie. Okay, we have 235 pages. 235 pages for the House of Hidden Meanings. The authors note the events and experiences detailed here are all true and have been faithfully rendered as I remember them. I have changed the names and identifying details of some individuals to protect their privacy. That's lovely. Though conversations come from my keen recollection of them. They are not written to represent word for word documentation. Rather, I've retold them in a way that evokes the real feeling and meaning of what was said. Okay. I'm here for it. Okay. Listen, I would recommend getting the book. I know I haven't read it yet, but I'm kind of here to get into the tea, but also Rue's perspective of their life. Again, of course, some people know Rue in different seasons, and so they may have different perspectives that don't maybe align with what Rue says here, but I'm excited to read what Rue has to say. It'll be interesting, so I highly recommend it. As a matter of fact, we're going to put you on the shelf, darling, right here. And that's going to be my plain book, but I'm going to have to take the cover off because I want to read it without messing up the cover. It's a white cover. I'm not messing that baby up. So shout out to RuPaul. Now, before I go further into the eternal sunshine of Ariana Grande, some people have had a few things to say in reference to Rue's, book dropping, and then also RuPaul currently now has a online book company to open access to many authors and writers to sell their books through, which has also come under scrutiny because it also allows certain books that have come through that people have verified that are anti everything that Rue sort of stands for, right? Okay. That is what the verb is on the street. That's what the girls are talking about. That's what's happening, right? Well, somebody, and it's crazy to me to even think about this because, at one point in time, these people were being celebrated on a show or being talked about on the show that RuPaul is currently being celebrated for right now. And then there are these, sort of statements that are being made or comments that are being posted that are then challenging everything, right? And I can't knock it, baby. Listen, hear me out. When Lady Bunny's Instagram post popped up, and Lady Bunny very much speaks their mind when it comes to activism, politics, all of that, and then some. Okay, but she made a statement in saying that Rue has a new book out, which I ordered and looked forward to reading. Until it arrives, I checked out a few excerpts and interviews. One chapter was devoted to how he got sober, which is quite a reveal to me. It's something he and I never discussed, and I've never had any desire to point that finger. Partially because I didn't want to repeat unconfirmed gossip, and partially because I was drinking and drugging too. The screenshot is from TechSite, and the article focuses on Rue's dream of building a safety bunker because Rue says humans on this planet are in a cycle of destruction. So Rue is protecting himself from the climate cycle of destruction, which his fracking helps to create. He is making himself safe while destroying the planet, and he votes for and even writes song lyrics about the Clintons and the Obamas, who sold fracking just as Biden drilled for more fossils than Trump had. Which, to Lady Bunny's point, I understand that, but Trump also is anti, LGBTQIA plus. I hear her, but I'm going, that man is also a horrible human. That's where I always stop with her because I'm like, so who are we voting for then? Because it gets complicated because we can't, all right, if we all come together, can the independent win? Are they going to be for the people? Like, this is about to be a very complicated election year, y'all, and I don't want to get into it, but we're going to see a lot of nonsense, and I unfortunately feel like we're going to get the butt end of it, and everyone's still going to be complaining no matter what at the end of the day. Whoever wins, we're going to be all complaining. It's all going to go to shit. I really do feel, unfortunately, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Not good decisions are being made, and people's emotions, including on all sides, if I'm really going to be real with you, are definitely convoluting, mixing, completely misconstruing, turning everything into just bullshit, honestly. It's like, what are we arguing about? What are we talking about here today? You're mad at them because they're saying they're this, and you're mad at them because they feel like those things are being encroached upon, and then you have this person over here talking about, oh, what about me? And it's like, oh no, what about me? It's like, but oh, okay. However, like, I'm going to vote for whatever is in the interest of my health, me living longer on this earth, and the things that aren't going to hurt and harm the people around me. That seems like the things I would vote for, right? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me sometimes. But anywho, let me continue the statement here. I said I wasn't going to do it, and I did it, and I'm mad at myself. But it's just everything I look at on the news today, I am just baffled. Like, I just sit there and I just shake my head like, wow, this is really just going to hell. All of it from every side. Nobody is right. You know what I mean? Like, you have to really set, like, no shade as an American. We have to really just sit here and go, it's all burning. At this point, we just have to go through the pros and cons list and then just circle and then just go choice. Because I don't know how we're going to do it afterwards. Because I don't know what's going on. all I'm going to say, like the DC bill, right, Soulful Dog. It's like, what is happening? Like I said, I don't know about these next 4 years, but after that, whatever's, we got to do something. Because right now, anywho, Batman And hypocritically, Drag Race had the nerve to have a climate change ball on season 10 to raise awareness among viewers as to the dangers of the climate crisis. But Rue and his husband George will be in their bunker safe and sound away from floods and extreme weather with their actions. And Rue's support for them frackers have cause. Okay. So Lady Bunny had some feelings and opinions about that. Some people commented. A certain queen responded with, RuPaul is not nice. Everybody has their own thoughts, right? Take it for what it is. One thing that did gag me, though, through an interview. Gagged. The Madonna fans are heated, okay? In the memoir, RuPaul treats most celebrities he's encountered with diplomacy, if not reverence. An exception is Madonna, whom he describes giving him a snarl of contempt. At a club in the 80s, in aging, there is a natural flow, he told me. And when you're against the flow, it doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. The energy around Madonna thing, it feels weird, right? He referred to chasing arena tours and grills in your teeth. He added, I'm not interested in appealing to 11 to 24-year-olds. I'm just not. And those are her main critics and the people who come the hardest on this show. No shade to you young babies out there who may be watching this going, Maddie, I'm not trying to hit you with that bullet, but bang, bang, sweetie. It's the majority of the the swing low, sweet chariot girls. Yeah, it's that group. No shade. So I was like, okay. I just cannot. I can on a bigger level as a mother, as Mama Ru. It's different relationship. I'm not trying to be them. Okay. Hear me. I want y'all to hear me with this. Because this older gentleman, I'm talking about in his 60s as a Madonna fan on my Twitter, literally caught a hissy fit with me over me going, wait, is Rue mad at Madonna for being a culture vulture? And the reason why I asked that question, it wasn't to drag Madonna because that's already something that she did. Yes, baby. I hate to do that for if y'all are Madonna fans, no shade, because I like Madonna's music too. I'm still a part of that Frozen era in music. I'm still a fan of that music era with Madonna, but Madonna, Katy Perry. I can go down the list of girls who let me throw in somebody in the rap industry and do all this kind of things and be all like this. And it's ridiculous. Like, let's not act like that's not a thing. That's a thing. Let's not do that. I mean, pull y'all in, pull it up, whatever. Anywho, pull it in, Matt. Let me get to my point. It's Rue saying that to me. And I thought it was funny because I'm just like, but like, I said, okay, you don't pander. You don't ever pander. Sometimes the voice comes out. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we do this thing. I said, oh, okay. I said, oh, okay. That's how she feels. I agree to an extent, but I'm also going, no, it's not like you ain't done nothing like that. Like, come on now. Come on, girl. That's me, soulful dog. It's like, there have been moments I have done this with you, mother. And I've been like, well, I don't know if that's the truth. I don't know if I hear you calling her out, but I'm like, let's talk about every time you come out in almost a hookah dress. We always be like, it's not happening no more. I don't know. Either way, I respect Rue. Love Rue down. Will be a DragCon this year, as I've always been. But I'm excited to read the book and get to know RuPaul a little bit better. But yeah, everybody had some things to say. But of course, at the end of the day, it's really however you feel. You know what I mean? All right, moving on. Thank you, RuPaul. Love you, mother. Thanks for tuning in. We're 30 minutes into this piece. It's going to be a light live today. We're about to get into Ariana Grande's Eternal Sunshine. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Become a part of this Rant Pack family. And if you would for me, hit the thumbs up button and make sure to leave a comment on this video. Also, if you want to drop a little tippy poo in my jar for your boy hosting today, send a little extra bit of love. Me, a single father of 2 wonderful fur babies, and maybe help me with my trip. Please and thank you. It's paypal.me/MattyRants. Cash up.com MattyRants. Venmo MattyRants. me legit turning like every subscription I have off because I just want to have every bit of Cointadas from Miami because I have the feeling that I'm gonna want to eat everything I see. Also, who has had a Korean corn dog before? I have never had one, not one time. And I think it's time. I think it's time I had one. I've never had one before, and I saw this place in Miami that sells them, and I'm like, okay, this is possibly a possibility. So, whatever is going to happen, yeah, I need it in my life so bad. Hold on just one second, y'all. Sorry, thought I heard something. I've never had one, and I'm just like, okay, it's I've seen too many videos of it. They're like, it's crunchy, it's this. I love corn dogs. I'm a corn dog dude. Like that's one of the things I have to get if I go to Sonic. We're gonna have to eat a corn dog. That's a life choice, right? So yeah, I definitely plan on having one, and I need to talk about that experience because y'all know I love food. Oh my god, corn dogs are every. Have you ever had one from what's it called? Where it's red, white, and yellow. What is it called? It's not hot dog on a stick, is it? It's like it's always like a lemonade stand and it's like corn dogs, and it's specifically that. I cannot think of the name of it right now because I haven't been in a mall since forever. True. Oh my god, the last time I was at a mall, I felt so awkward. I was like, oh, this place doesn't feel right. It's been, I think, since last year. I went in a mall last year because I was going to Bath and Body Works and it's like close by me. Hated it. I was like, this is gross. I don't know why I ever liked malls. Outlet stores are better, or like in a strip mall where it's like you don't have to go into a building that has stuff. Is it Crusty Bob? Hold on. Let me see if I can Google search it via words, keywords. Here we go. Okay. Red, white, blue, corn dog shop. Yeah, let's not. I was like, let me think of a good word. Wait, no. Oh, it is hot dog on a stick. Okay, I was right the first time. Oh, yeah, boom. Hot dog on a stick. Yeah, that's the one. They're the greatest. Sorry. I just like them because they're super big. And I'm like, okay, give me a hot dog. Or if I remember at like a carnival or a festival or even at like theme park, corn dog or a turkey leg is always your best bet. But a turkey leg for sure. Okay, anywho, hungry. Thinking of all the nice things we're eating in Miami. Let's get into Ariana Grande's Eternal Sunshine. You know, Ari, I'm going to have to give you some credit here today because, yes, I went into this like, I'm not going to like it. Because I'll be real, I didn't care for the last album. That wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't for me. Not my best friend. No shade, right? And I'm not her biggest fan, but I respect their artist because baby girl is talented. Okay, that's a frail bee up there killing it with them pipes. Frail, but killing it. Telling you, transparent and is eating. I'm like, go on, sister, with this hair that you've been having for years since we know the Nickelodeon days, because I've been following Ariana Grande since the Nickelodeon tease of Victorious. Yes. And that one show she was on with that one girl from Nickelodeon who exposed those bitches. Samantha. That's not her name. Maybe it is. Sam. I don't know. Cat and Sam. Is that the show? God forgive me. Either way, I've been watching this girl grow up. So I've been here. Can't say that I don't know her because that's a lie. I've been following her career for years. So been knowing Ari for a long time. Just like with Drake, you know, when he was Aubrey Graham, Jeanette McGurdy. Thank you, Katie. So yeah, I've been following her for a minute. Sam and Cat. Okay. Yeah. Anywho, I still think my favorite song is Into You. And baby, go lay me up. Wow. you want it a little bit dangerous. Yeah. Just how you want it. Yeah. Conversation and a little. Yeah. I'm so into you. That's my favorite song from her. It chews every time. It's never going to not hit. Into You is forever that girl. So let's talk about Eternal Sunshine. I want to give her some props because the music video touched my spirit because it's based off of the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind movie that Jim Carrey and oh my god. I want to say it's not, oh my god, that's so bad because I know who the actress is, but I want to say Rose because I'm thinking of the movie Titanic, but come on back, get it out, get it out. Kate Winslet. Okay, thank you. Kate Winslet. I went to go say it, and I'm like, Rose. Rose. It's Kate Winslet. Duh. Anywho, I have that movie on my Amazon Prime. I bought it because to give a light story why I actually appreciate Ari's album a little bit more, and something about the Eternal Sunshine plus that video touched my spirit is when I was a senior in high school and I was 18, I was dating this guy who was definitely too old to be dating an 18-year-old in high school. And he took me on a date to the Angelica movie theater right downtown in Houston. And we went to go see this on a date. And it was an independent film. And I was in this whole independent movie sort of craze. Like before Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was a major release, it was a limited release. I saw the limited release, baby. I didn't see the dub version. I saw the motherfucker in subtitles. Okay. I was that girl in high school. I was trying to be like artsy and edgy with the movies I watched. I was very much into that shit. So I saw this movie. Man, when I tell you that movie pulled me in. I remember my date being bored and I'm over there sobbing at parts. I'm over here being moved completely by the film and the message behind it and the regret of deleting this person from their life. Like that movie is touching. If you have never seen that movie, I promise you, it's so good. So Jim Carrey was great in it too. He plays a lot differently than his Ace Ventura days, and Kate Winslet drove me insane, but I loved her so much by the end of it. It was good. It was good. I personally love that movie, so I thought it was interesting she chose that title. And then I heard the song "Eternal Sunshine." I was like, "Oh my god!" And then listening to the album, I thought, "Okay, I get it why she called it Eternal Sunshine." So shout out to Ari. But the music video was great. I thought it was a good music video. She incorporated 16 Candles in the movie, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And I was like, okay. Plus, the song is great too. The sample from Robin. Are you fucking kidding me? I was like, baby, we can't be friends. It's a good one. But listen, the first part of the album, I'm okay with. I'll be honest with you. The beginning, going through, Bye, I did save, but it's not my favorite song. A lot of people are like, it's the greatest one. I'm like, a couple other songs hit a little bit deeper for me, and there was a few more instrumentals that gave me the edge with her light vocals and her airy sound for me personally, right? When we got to True Story, okay, I was like, okay, bitch, that's what really hit for me. That's where I was like, okay, like, thank you. Like, we can have it. We can do all that. Hold on a second here. Hold on. Dooley just sent something. Oh. Hold on. Doolasia. Where he at? Hold on. Oh shit. Congratulations. Dooley is gonna be in a documentary. I think he got asked a question on the street or something like that for this Black Twitter of People's History, and it drops in May. Congratulations, Dooley. Hold on, I'm live right now and I'm telling the audience. That is so cool because he told me he was filming something and I thought he was going to go into Big Brother. So I was like, okay, work for him. We won't see you for a couple of months. Good luck, sister. You know how to play the game. I was about to be a Judy. I was like, all right, well, if you go in there, you know how to play this game. Just don't fuck it up. Anywho, but that's good. Good for Dooley. Good for Dooley. Uh, Back to the Ariana Grande experience and shout out to Dooley. We'll talk about that for sure on the panel Sunday and give his flowers. But yeah, he'll be in one of the episodes. So that'll be interesting. That'd be very interesting. I'm here for that. So with Ariana Grande's Eternal Sunshine again, first half, it was cool. I was like, okay, okay. Like it didn't pull me in until we got to True Story. When we got to True Story, I was like, oh, I feel it. Actually, lies. Eternal Sunshine was the song that I ate up, and I said, ooh, this is for me. I like this. I can receive the message behind the song. I couldn't get into the next track. What was it, Superstition or Supernatural? Everyone likes that one. I'm like, it didn't touch me too much. But when we got to True Story, I was like, okay, I'm in it. I'm officially in it. I said, there we go. The vocals are coming through. I love it. The Boy Is Mine is the ultimate slap on this album, though. That is the track. Do you not realize that the chorus is the same cadence of The Boy Is Mine from Brandy and Monica? Please go re-listen to it because when she switches into the chorus, do you not hear the drop in the beat in the tempo a little bit and it slows it down just to get the da 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 da, but she does it differently and it's the same da 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 da. Like, oh my god, like I'm screaming every time it happens because I'm like, oh, you're mine. What? Like what? Like, how did that happen? It's hot. It's hot. It is hot. That's the one. If anybody were to ask, okay, Maddie, if you're gonna recommend the album and you need one song to do it, to say you might want to, possibly invest time into it, it's not going to be Yes and. It's going to be The Boy Is Mine. And I'll be real with you. Yes and sounds so different than most of the songs on the album. And I know that was intentional with the house music going into We Can't Be Friends with the Robin Dancing on My Own, which it's so interesting to hear We Can't Be Friends with Dancing on Your Own in the background and the juxtaposition of those two songs. Like what Dancing on Your Own, that song is compared to We Can't Be Friends, how it's the same, but not the same and in different tones and settings. Very interesting. So like it, to me, I like Yes and, but it feels like that's a single that was about to gag the girls and get the gays on board, and that's that. And it's still a good song, but it's not. To me, when I listened to the whole thing, I was like, "That's a good song." It doesn't fit in here. It could have been at the beginning of the album or at the very end of it, just to like close out and call it a day. That, in my opinion, that's all. Anywho, continuing on. I Wish I Hated You actually pulled me in. I tried to listen to the album in order and I forgot I had it on shuffle because I was listening on my PlayStation headphones because, baby, these motherfuckers bump. Okay. And I wanted to hear the song and get all the background work, right? So let's see here. So, yeah, so I Wish I Hated You was just so soft and pretty. But I think Ordinary Things was the one for me. Like if I'm really going to talk about it, it's going to be Ordinary Things was like a good way to close. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I liked it. Hold on. Hold on. Also multiple. Okay, sorry. I had to ask because I saw the commercial and I was like, so wait, do they have you on the street? Are they going to have you do a sit down? Like, how is that supposed to work? Because either way, we're watching, but bitch, I want it out. I want it out. Anywho, back to this album. I think it's a pretty good one. I think it's pretty good. I think it's going to gravitate to the right core audience. I know a lot of people who are fans of Ariana Grande are very much into this. I think this is her best work, or possibly like close to it. I don't know. Again, I'm not a big fan, but I also can say that I enjoyed the majority of songs on this album. Just as a quick reminder or sort of a breakdown of all the songs I liked: Don't Want to Break Up Again by Eternal Sunshine, True Story, The Boy Is Mine, We Can't Be Friends, Wait For You, I Wish I Hated You, Ordinary Things are my top tracks from that one. I would give it for sure. I would say the first half, I was like, I don't know. But then it pulled me in 7.5 to an 8, more towards an 8 out of 10 for sure. But shout out to Ariana Grande. Woo! What a ride. The Traitors. The Traitors. Yeah. I'm trying. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best. I mean, I could do the best that I can, right? I like this show. I plan on watching season 3. I love the concept. I think it's a great game. I think it is a vicious game. And so as much as, we can all go, don't take it seriously. Sometimes, especially after going over confessionals and seeing what people have to say, it can feel like it was a bit personal. Uh, but I also don't understand why certain decisions were made. And while the winner did happen, and that's great, to me, it's almost like I can't be mad. I can't be mad. Like I don't know. I don't know. I understand why, but no, it's not like I needed Phaedra to win. No, it's not like I'm mad that Trishelle won. I'm mad at how it went down. That's kind of where I'm pissed at the way that took place, especially at the end with the sudden, okay, we still think there's a traitor here and we're going to just screw them over. And then that's going to be that, when in reality, you knew who the last one would have been. Because if you watch the show, which they honestly, Trishelle, you start, oh, I've seen this, I know what I'm talking about. It just, that blew my mind. I was like, so you already knew that you were going to do that. That wasn't a stunt. That wasn't a, oh, we didn't know. No, you knew that in your minds that it was Kate from the jump. And so you got rid of her. And then you already knew that MJ was a faithful. You just didn't want her to get the money. I'm sorry. That is how I receive that. I don't receive it any other way with, oh, well, if MJ had voted for her, I get that. True. That is a quantum possibility in that situation. However, they knew that girl wasn't a fucking traitor. That's bullshit. And then like Trishelle going, well, see, I didn't know if you were moving with, come on now. Come on now. I'm hopping all over the place. So let me get to where I'm trying to go with the Traitors, what this show is, how I receive it, and what you can get out of it if you choose to watch it. Because to be honest, it's a good show. There are multiple versions of this show. I think this was based in the UK originally. I could be wrong, but there are also seasons that are based in the UK around this too. I know season 1 is on Peacock, and I did watch that. That was a good one. So listen. This is a mixture of random people who were casted, as well as celebrities from reality television shows. Maybe a movie star, haven't seen it yet. Possibly someone's been in a movie for television. I don't know. Either way, this is who we got. Okay. You have folks like Janelle from Big Brother. You have people like Peppermint from RuPaul's Drag Race. You have Johnny Bananas from The Challenge, Larsa Pippen from The Real Housewives, Phaedra from Court, and so on. So there you go. We'll begin from there. The idea is that they're brought into this castle, and we're under the impression that they're going to be sleeping in these rooms. Meanwhile, they're actually at a hotel miles away where they have to take a bus or a possible van over. When they are in this house, they play certain games where, of course, they need to be the winner of, because they're trying not to be eliminated. The idea of the Traitors. Yes, I already talked about Ariana Grande's new album a little bit earlier, Jesus. Sorry you missed it. My apologies. But the idea for the Traitors is that there are people who are elected to eliminate people in the middle of the night. And the idea is the faithfuls are supposed to figure out who the traitors are and banish them. With each challenge, they earn money that goes into a prize pot, to where at the end of the challenge, whoever is left standing will win the money. But through it all, they have to figure out who is the traitors. And the traitors are eliminating them by night. They're also trying to make sure they're not eliminated at round tables, because when they do the round tables, they have to then vote somebody out. And that's where it can get dirty. The round tables are my favorite part of the show. I'll be real with you. Sometimes I will fast forward through the episode because I'm like, this is annoying. Like, we know who feels this way about who. Let's go ahead and just get to it. But then there are other times when they're in the meeting rooms or in the game rooms and they talk about strategy, where it's like, okay, this is interesting. It is always annoying to watch someone play an emotional game from the start. Young sir, I didn't even choose to remember your name, no shade, because you quit the game because it got too emotional for you, because people were lying. And it was like, like, no, at least complete this, bitch. Like, of all the people that I thought was going to make it at least halfway through, I thought it was going to be him. But he was gone maybe 4 or 5 episodes in. He said, this is too much of an emotional toll on me. I got people lying to my face. I got folks going home that I thought were traitors, and I feel so bad about it. Like, what? This don't do reality TV like this no more. You need to have people follow you around your house, baby, if that is interesting, but not to do any sort of competitive anything with reality TV. Boxing, maybe, because they're a boxer. Good soulful dog. You remembered that from him. I just remembered him being so emotional and it sort of messing with me because he seemed so masculine. And I was like, what's going on? He is giving me too much. Like, let it. Whew. Anywho, throughout the show, twists and turns, betrayals happen. Some people were oblivious the entire time, followed the wrong trail through and through, made it very far. Sheree. She figured out everything towards the end. Not to give away all the episodes in case you want to watch it, because there are some incredible moments that happen on the season. I will say the round tables were the best part of the entire show. Phaedra ate them alive. There were several back and forths that were just a gag and a goop for all of the girls. Like, it was fun to watch certain round tables go down. But to me, the biggest mistake that happened here, possibly within the faithfuls or even for Kate's game, because to me, Kate was fucked no matter what. And so I feel like Sandra, I'll be real with you, baby. You were supposed to win this for me. After Phaedra was eliminated, that was my choice to go all the way. there were shots that weren't taken, and that shot was to Trishelle. The reason why Trishelle won this game, nobody took a shot at her. And if they did, it was only one person that's like, well, it's Trishelle. It's true. But vote her out. No, baby, as a traitor, I would have been eliminated her. Been done that. And I thought that was the biggest F up that Phaedra and Kate did personally, because I don't know if Parvati or Dan was going to do that. They should have. But with Phaedra, I don't know if that would have turned really anybody towards her, because she was already getting the Peter pals out. She was already getting people on Peter. So why not send Phaedra home? Trishelle home directly after that? Like, why? You were already going to send someone home that was closely associated with the man. You should have sent them home, because they weren't going to listen to the other guy anyways. I just thought that was a dumb play in my personal take on it. And so they got her to go too far. And then MJ was carried all the way up there, to be honest with you, because MJ never voted right. And then when she did, it was only because it was the group decision. Mama was the meme queen of the season, if we're going to be honest with you. And I found this to be just bullshit, but it also felt very right. It felt very right, though, because if you have watched the challenge, there have been many, many moments, many times, where they have fucked over somebody right at the finale. And we can also, some people are like, well, Siri did it. Siri was a traitor. Her job was to get to the end to be the traitor. It makes sense that she was betrayed them. These are the faithfuls. You knew this lady wasn't a traitor. Oh, it would only make sense because you've been so kind of, oh, I don't know what's going on. No, that was Phaedra's thing. Why would MJ be a part of that when you already have seen her do the absolute opposite of what a traitor would do? I thought that was crazy. To me, I thought this was calculated, and I didn't like it. That's why this win was sort of tainted for me. I'm happy for CT, because I've been a CT fan from the beginning days of his challenge Real World versus Real World's career. I even watched his Real World season, right? But like the feeling that to see this moment go down, I couldn't even. I just sat there and I was like, wow, did this really just happen? Did I really watch them bullshit this moment of eliminating MJ? Oh, and John kind of sort of confirmed my feelings about him, the way he was talking to the women in the reunion, but also like how he's been represented, or people talk about him prior to being on the show being a misogynist. Excuse me, I don't want to say that word, but like, I felt the energy and the spirit there. Like he was very, let me become your savior, this reunion, and it was very annoying to watch. Either way, Trishelle and CT are the winners of the season 2 of the Traitors. I can't deny them their win. Trishelle was carried by a bachelor, and and CT was carried by Phaedra. To be real with you, if I'm going to be honest, Phaedra's the reason why they won the show. Oh, Phaedra's the reason why they won the show. I like Trishelle. Idiot. This we can call you stupid for, because she was already trying to get you out the entire time. Literally, the moment Dan said your name, she said, "Black woman." Locked in. Locked in. She is loud. She is extra. These are the things I've been thinking. This is how I feel about every time I'm on the challenge and they have to put those girls on there. This is, I see it. Whew. Beep, beep, beep. Dark alarm, dark alarm. Honey. CT, Phaedra liked your ass and thought you were fine. Carried your ass all the way through. made sure as a traitor you weren't banished when there were times your name was on the table. Hi. The finale was Sheree, Sandra, and MJ all getting cut. Like I'm watching this, CT being the only male there. And Trishelle made sure she made it all the way there. I said, girl, this is crazy. This is crazy. You would have thought how they were talking. Well, it wouldn't be cool if all women got up there. Well, it would have been. I didn't like it. Peace to Mateo. Thank you for the super chat. No shade. I skipped right to the reunion on this one last night. One of the winners' edits was real. Also, John Burkow annoyed the fuck out of me. John is sus to me, to be honest with you. Peace to Mateo. Thank you again for the super chat. Speak on it because Trishelle didn't suspect her. Didn't. Phaedra was moving just fine through the competition. The people who I blame the most for everything happening are Dan and even Phaedra, because even after Phaedra's game was blown up, she didn't take shots that should have been taken, and Parvati was playing some weird game. So I was like, okay, the Traitors didn't do it for me this season compared to last season. I would definitely say that the previous season, Siri and everybody that was up in that, oh yeah, that was right. 2 Traitors got all the way to the finale too. That's how I feel it should go down. Like, y'all should never get them. Why didn't Phaedra recruit CT? Lovey, that's a great thought. Why not CT? I think Phaedra should have recruited CT, Sandra, or Peter. Those should have been the 3 options for her and not Kate. I think Kate would have sat there, made her comments, did her jokes, all that kind of stuff. I do love Kate. No shade. But like, Kate could have easily been thrown out. You just came there. It's obvious that you're not thrown in as a traitor immediately. You're just another number. They wanted to add somebody to the show to pick up the vibe because let's be real. When Janelle left, when Peppermint was gone, Johnny Bananas is out the door. There are several Larsas out the window. Oh no, honey, we need some things to happen. Thank you for bringing in this lady up in this piece, because Kate was interesting last season. And I'll be real, they did eliminate a lot of the folks who were going to be high drama further on in this reality TV show. So Larsa spoke too much. That's why she was eliminated. There were a lot of folks that just didn't play this game correctly. A lot of people led with emotion, and some folks who didn't lead with emotion played with those people's emotions and then wanted to act like, oh, it's a TV show. It's like, girl, you knew those people were going to take this personally. Like, what are we doing today? What are we doing today? Oh, I can't, and I won't. I can't. Okay. Okay, that's gonna be cute. I don't want to give away the scene, but that's gonna be cute. Hold on. Name the top 3 wouldn't leave your wallet near. What? Or name your top 3 that you wouldn't leave your wallet near, or like the people who I wouldn't trust on the show. Thank you, Miss Flores, for the super chat. I wouldn't trust Trishelle from her history on other reality TV shows with certain people. I wouldn't trust John. He's a politician. I wouldn't trust Dan or Parvati. I know that's not 3, that's 4, but Dan and Parvati can lick a brick. Like, honestly, that I've seen them on reality TV. No, thank you. No, thank you. Like, no. Not those 2. I would have already known Dan and Parvati were evil from the jump. Like, Parvati was a faithful that was in recruit. Oh, please, honey, I would have said her name every day. Like, Like, have you looked at you? Oh my God. Ashley, I thought, yeah, I was not happy for MJ's ignorance in what was happening in that moment. She should have seen what was going down the first moment they both threw in those red you know, cards or whatever. It was like, oh, like you should have known from the jump what was going down. Like, oh my God, they're going against me. Like, how am I going to vote here? Let me think about this. And it should have been CT, because it would have gagged CT, and then Trishelle would have felt like a bad person, but she still would have won the money, but so would have MJ, and then MJ would have had a completely different thing. But she should have saw that stunt that they pulled, because baby, they weren't going to give her the money from the jump. They weren't. CT looking at Trishelle like, I thought we already had talked about this. Oh, you're right. Wink, wink, please. You cannot tell me that's how that was. Like, that wasn't like that. Excuse me. You can't tell me that wasn't like that. Trishelle, oh my God, why would you say me? Well, when you said there that you are, please, y'all plotted that. This is very the challenge energy. Very that. Johnny Bananas getting his sister to write a letter so he can like completely make people think that something else happened. Please, whatever. I was like, They knew that girl was a faithful. That lady's an idiot. Come on now. To talk about the reunion for the show, these people, I still think it's cool that people from Real World versus Road Rules, the challenge series, did win. That is where I'm going to give them some kudos, because if you were like me, you've been watching the Real World versus Road Rules since Coral days, since like when Beth was first on there and they already hated her then, and then every time she came back on, she was still the most hated person ever. And she still is going to be the most hated person ever on the Real World versus Road Rules series. I was there for the Mark days. And even when you see Mark now with his like perfect build and all that kind of jazz and extremely burnt tan energy, like I've been there, done that. I've seen the series. I've been a fan of their work. I remember watching Trishelle on her Real World series as well as CT. So I do have knowledge of them. And with that knowledge comes my understanding of why I didn't feel for one over the other. Yes, CT, I was there for this. I was there for those days. Yes, CT, I was there for these days. Oh, the gag. Oh, when I tell you, you want to talk about a love story in time that was full of the worst, the best of days, the worst of days. Her story, may she rest in peace, mind you. God bless this baby. But like, God, like, yeah, R.I.P. DM. Like, this lady's journey was a lot. Their whole story was a lot to take in. Like, mind you, she came on the challenge. Like, I don't even remember her from being from a series. I think she was one of the folks that they like recruited. And like, her and CT like had fell in love, and then they broke up. And then there was this storyline like around like some things that happened outside the show that then got brought into the show for a whole season. Then she was diagnosed with cancer, and then like fresh meat. And I'm a piece to Mateo, just to give you all a little history. One of the people on the show I went to school with, Casey, who was paired with Wes. I used to go to school with her from 6th grade to I think 9th grade. Yeah, from 6th grade to 9th grade. We had the same teacher in 6th grade. It's so funny, Casey Cooper. Yeah, I went to school with her. So it was really funny that I like ended up seeing her on the show, and I was like, motherfucker. Yeah, and so seeing how she performed, I was like, I'm not surprised, but she was also somebody who I used to talk with every now and then in school, and we were friends at one point in time, and then not, or whatever, because you know how things go or whatever. But she was yeah, she was cool. I remember seeing the last time I saw her was in a Best Buy many years ago, and it was right after she competed on her first season. And she was like, Matt? I was like, Casey? I was like, oh, like, girl, I just saw you on TV. Yeah. I was like, yeah. I was like, you went through hell. Oh, that's funny. No, not Nani's Casey. No, not from Big Brother. Yes, but she did play a good political game in All Stars 2 was great, and she had to leave because she was pregnant, which sucked. But she was doing good on All Stars 2. I will give her some kudos for that piece of material. She did great on All Stars 2. But yeah, that's a little Maddie history right there. Again, I'm very into the series. I've always thought to myself I could compete on here, but then I'm like, baby, I would be fighting on that show. People talking to me, and plus how racist they used to be back in the day. Please don't say that they weren't, because they were. Black people were out first damn near every fucking season. I would be so happy when Jarrell would win. I'd be like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. He would have to play just silent the entire season. Girl, don't be outspoken, honey. You gonna be, well, like Tyree was an embarrassment watching him on every season. Like literally just be the biggest dude there and then just get knocked out always first, second, or third. Like, girl, I love Nia. I was so happy for Nia in certain moments, but they did play her on All Stars, in my opinion. I'll be real, but I'll let that go. Let me let it go. Anywho, CT's had a very long career with the challenge, and so is Trishelle. So has Trishelle. She's had a very long career with the challenge. You see, I remember this moment so well as to why I'm always going to feel some kind of way about you. I can't help it. And I know that sucks. And it's like, we try to move past these moments, but like, I know who you voting for this year. Girl, I just can never let this, I will never let this go. Baby, it was Black and Jewish. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. It was a big deal. It was such a big deal. I'm not even telling you verbatim what she says because I can't, but being Black and Jewish was a big deal. It was like, pick a struggle. I kid you not. I kid you not. I kid you not. Oh yeah, and because she was gay. That's right. And because thank you, close chocolate. Yes. Add more to that equation, please. Please. It was a lot that day. And you would have thought Aneesa was going to beat the brakes off of her, and she didn't. What actually happened, you're not going to believe this. This is where it really gets crazy. Is Trishelle ran up on Aneesa. I still can't get over it. And Aneesa treated her like it was a football game and stiff-armed her for YouTube purposes only. Okay? Y'all better not come for me here because this is real. This is not bullshit. This did happen. Disclaimers, smokers for different purposes only. You know the rest of it. She had to put her arm up, stiff her like this, and tell production, because guess what? When Trishelle ran up to slap her, did anybody say anything? No. But when Aneesa put her arm up to block her from hitting her as Trishelle is still trying to grab her, they're all like, Aneesa, get off of her. Aneesa, get off of her. I'm not doing anything. I'm keeping her away from me. I'm not doing I'll never forget this. Bitch, it was bad. It was bad. So I'm good. There have been other moments on other shows and other things in this, that, and the other, or whatever, of someone's, I'm obliviousness to things, but it is what it is. And, time moves on and people do things, and, it's just, again, it was weird how Peppermint was the focus. Then Phaedra was the focus. Julie, I'm going to be very honest with you. Trishelle I don't think is bad. Like, Julie is, oh, you want me to compare the two? I don't know. I'd rather have a Trishelle than a Julie. I'm just gonna be real with you. No shade. Like I'm not a fan of Trishelle at all, but like, whoa. I would much rather. I would much rather deal with Trishelle than Julie, because at least I think Trishelle would retreat at a certain point in time, whereas Julie would actually make it a thing. Like, it's going to be now a war. Like, it's going to last forever. And they're going to create their own scenario up in their head to where they're winning, like, no matter what. And that's nerve-wracking to me. I don't want to have any of that energy. No, thank you. No, thank you. Nah, I'd rather deal with Trishelle. Who do you want to see from Real World to compete on season 3 of Traitors, Maddie? Okay, so I think that Veronica would be a good choice. I think Veronica would be great on the show. I think that if you're going to do the guys and you want to get somebody in there that's he may not be happy because it's not really athletic. But what's my dude's name? Who dated Tori? Tori can't come. What's my boy's name again? I can't think of it. I'm sorry. I don't want to describe him currently right now. That would really help you out with the situation. But he dated Tori, and it was full nonsense. Jordan. There we go. Jordan. Yes, I think Jordan would be a good pick. I think Veronica would be a good pick. I think Coral would be great. I would really like to see Coral on TV again. Leroy Prodigy's lawyer is going to be on the Real World versus Road Rules All Stars that's currently coming out, I think, next week. So you will be able to see him again very soon. That has been on the challenge. Anissa, I think Anissa would be good on there because also there's not that many physical challenges for Anissa to fuck up her ankle on or her knee. That is not shade, Anissa. That is a fact. There are few challenges like that. Okay. And there's a lot of social game, and you're very good at social game. So I think Anissa would do well. Yeah. Ooh, and Tina. I want to see Tina on this. I want to see Tina at a round table. Oh, please get Tina on a round table. No shade to Anissa. You know she got bad knees, bad ankles, bad ligaments, bad joints, bad bones. But yeah, to continue this and to round out this table, because I do want to wrap this up by 3 today so we can get to UK versus the world on time, because I have a reaction to do. I'm not watching the new Survivor right now. I'm going to wait for a few episodes and then do a binge run. I hated that I had to wait weekly for the last season. So I'm going to wait till it gets halfway through and then binge run it until we get close to the finals. So I did love their relationship between Phaedra and CT, but in reality, I think CT should cut Phaedra a check because he wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for her. Alti. I thought Peter played a good game, but he was too aggressive. That's why he got sent out. But I think Peppermint was robbed. This season of her time. And there was a statement that Peppermint made in reference for the visibility of trans women, Black trans women in general on television, and how her early elimination was very hurtful and harmful in that instance. Okay. And I don't know if Trishelle received that correctly or even understood where Peppermint was coming from, because I saw a lot of comments online that were being very negative of the situation. And and again, it's because they don't understand and they don't want to. And it's, well, you're talking bad about her, you're making her look bad. Okay, but what she did was also, it was kind of bullshit, because there was really no note that she was a traitor outside of, well, maybe I'm a traitor. But why would that be oh, well, she said it, so it's got to be, like, come on now. You use someone's moment of being extra, which was also something that Dan did to make someone look like they were villainous on this show. And it happened to be 2 women of color. Do you not understand the context of that? That's where a lot of us are saying it's not just baiting. It's us really looking at the optics for those of us who this always is the case to see that you played into that. And it was weird. So Peppermint definitely deserves some time there. They were a faithful. They could have worked with you, Trishelle. And it was just an interesting take on this. I think honestly, Alan, if you could bring Kate back, even though she had a lot of episodes to prove her worth, I would say that Peppermint is a great addition to the show. I think they would play a really fun game, and it would be a lot of hot takes, lots of meme moments that we missed out on opportunities for. I also think that more than one person from Drag Race, just like you do multiple people from Big Brother, Survivor, and all the and Housewives franchises where they would know each other, I think that's ridiculous that you only put one person from a reality show on there. I'm also including The Bachelor in this category too. If you're going to do a reality show and you're going to mix them all up, you need to bring multiple choices, because alliances or built relationships are necessary. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you have the built relationships in there, if someone is a traitor with those built relationships, like we saw with Phaedra and the Housewives, it can be used. It can be very much a great device for television and for entertainment, because they got to lie to their own folks, but use them at the same time to get where they want to go. If Peppermint had two more or one other person from Drag Race, I bet you money that would have went differently. It was almost like a Lone Island sort of situation. And when folks are on the show that are from other franchises, there's multiples of them. So they're all like, we're new here. And there's multiple people to go from there. That's why I'm asking of that to be the case. So all my love to Peppermint. I felt you in that moment. I thought you spoke some true words, whether it was received or not. John can suck a brick. You had a lot of words for Phaedra and MJ today. MJ had every right to still be upset in this moment over getting played at the end when they were all faithfuls at that time. And it, like I said, I felt it was a setup from the jump. We're going to be the last two no matter what. And it was the no matter what. Like, so if there's more than us, we have to do something, and let's play it like that. Even though it's going to be a risky move. I don't care what anybody says. That's how I see it. That's how that went. That's what down. Hate it for MJ. Okay. I also know it's a game. So at the end of it, I'm like, MJ, if you mad now, you're going to have to get over it later. Because I wouldn't be able to carry this into next year. Like, okay, they may call me back for the show. Let me just... Let me say fuck you, and then be good with that. I don't want to see y'all ever again. But at the end of the day, I'm going to move on from this. But still, fuck them. John was speaking up for people who didn't need to be spoken up for. CT and Trishelle are grown-ass folks. They were loving how you were calling her a bitter woman, which I know you've called many women bitter in your life. You reek of that. You reek of that. Okay. And MJ, I'm glad you held your own here for just a little bit. It could have been stronger. You're not really that girl when it comes to the bows with the backbacks, like Miss Phaedra is, and how Phaedra was lighting Dan up. But John told me a lot about himself through this reunion. I said, don't bring him back on TV again. I don't like him. When asked about Dan and their relationship, Phaedra said, a piece of shit. Because he did not have to put Phaedra out like that. He really could have just put Parvati up, and then they could have worked in somebody else then to be another traitor and rework the system. Dan could have got a lot farther along. He was already making himself out to look bad, but when he pulled Phaedra out with him, that was a bullshit move. You should have pulled Parvati in because she already had heat on her. Phaedra didn't have any heat on her, and he said, I'm going to fuck her game up when Parvati's game was already fucked up. Wild to me. So no, and then he's like, well, I don't go into these competitions taking anything personal. I think that's crap, because that's bullshit. One, when Johnny Banana said the same thing, I said that's garbage, because you have taken a lot of things personal that you then used against them. Remember Sarah? Please tell me y'all remember, for those of you who watch the challenge, when Johnny Bananas literally held a grudge against Sarah for, kind of fucking him over in one previous challenge, saying the entire thing about, okay, well, we don't take these things personal. And then literally got her back after going through the entire season of finale. Sarah was very important, honestly, instrumental in them winning that finale. Oh, please. You have taken things personally. Whack. I thought that was crazy. Even Janelle saying that was kind of ridiculous because I was like, girl, we have literally been on your Twitter. Don't do that today. Like, stop it. Y'all have all taken things personal. I thought they were gaslighting and they were trying to tell certain, in particular, women on this program during the reunion how they should feel and how they should be acting. And I thought that was fucking ridiculous. And I'm glad that a lot of them held their own and was like, nah, bitch, this is how I feel. Fuck all that. We weren't playing a personal game, but when you go look at the episodes and you see some of the confessionals and the things that y'all were saying about us, yes, it does feel a lot different. It feels weird later on coming out on the line for it. Either way, CT and Trishelle won. That is the end of the story. That is the end all be all. Shout out to them for playing the carry me game, in my opinion. I'm just gonna, that's how I feel. And yeah, whatever happens with next season, how about New York is on there? I heard New York is going to be on the House of Villains season 2, which I'm excited for it, and I'm praying to God that she makes it further. But I think New York would be an excellent addition to Traitors. How do you feel? Wait, how do you win being a traitor as a Libra? I probably wouldn't win the show if I were to be honest with you. I am emotional when it comes to decision making, and I don't like it when people tell me something and then I find out later it's something else. I want to put hands on you because, like, you bold-faced lied to me, girl. I'm gonna drag you to hell. So this show would be a little tough for me to take. It really would. But I also would be more mad if I'm put in a position as a faithful and then people start to think I'm a traitor and I'm having to sell myself and folks ain't hearing me. And say I was just talking to somebody that morning, eating breakfast and kikiing, and they're like, Maddie, when you had ate that bagel from the left-hand side versus the right-hand side, I just knew, girl, I would be losing my grip. I'd be cussing folks out. I think this is my favorite picture from this season, to be honest with you. Real talk. Tamar Braxton, I think, would be good for this show, too. Yeah, I think Tamar would be really good for it, to be honest with you. Yeah. Listen, UK versus the world is about to start, and I know, I know that I'm going to need to make sure that I get my reaction, of course, recorded and edited and posted for Patreon, and then do the same for season 16 when it comes out tonight. So please do me a huge favor, rewatch this episode a couple of times. Oh, my bad. Peace to Mateo. This is probably why I'm losing viewers. Which housewife would you want on? Thank you for the super chat. My apologies. Sincerely, my apologies. Bethany Frankel, Luann de Lesseps, Nene Leakes. Nene would be good for the show. Portia actually would be kind of funny. Lisa Vanderpump would be kind of a gag. One more, Matt. Let me think of one more housewife. No, not her. Not her. Alexia. Yeah, Alexia and Marisol would have to come as a dual package because they would just get in arguments. Those people for sure. Yes. Okay. All right, but no, I do gotta go because I know UK versus the world is starting and everybody wants to watch that. Thanks again for tuning in. Make sure you rewatch this video. Let's get this to more than 1,000 views. Also, if you haven't seen my España All-Stars video, please go watch that. It's this close to getting to 1K. We need to get there. I thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the love. If you want to drop a tip in my jar, it's paypal.me/MyRants, cash up.MyRants, Venmo MattyRants. I will see you tomorrow for season 16's live review. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Listen.